Hi, here's Supali once again, and thanks for tuning in. If you are new, welcome to my channel, English Academic Facilitator. Well, today I've come with another paper discussion and gonna coach you to face the exam confidently to achieve a higher grade. So this is the question we discussed today. It's section B of 2019 January Pearson Edexcel International GCSE English Language B Paper 1. So let's go ahead. Let's see what today's question is. Well, this is question number 8 of reading and writing section. Here you have to write a text of your talk to persuade your peers to read more books. So in this question, you need to write using the ideas given in both text 1 and 2 in the extracts booklet. Since this question carries 30 marks, you should concentrate much on this section and you can spend 1 hour for this question. As this is a directed writing task, you need to go by the rubric given and select relevant points from both texts you are supposed to extract and interpret to persuade your audience by clarifying your points. Make sure you offer a wide range of relevant points to the topic with well-focused comments. There are some more things you need to consider before and while writing. You need to use the appropriate register for a talk. Hope you are able to differentiate a talk from a speech. And if you are not, please refer to my video on writing a speech and the link is down below in the description box. You need to address the audience wherever you can throughout the talk to draw the attention of the audience for what you are talking about. Use a famous quote, an idiom, proverb, a rhetorical question, or direct address for the topic sentence in your introduction to hook the audience. The purpose of this talk is to persuade the reader to read more books. So you need to express your opinion in a persuasive and an engaging way. Use the first person like we, you, and me to get the audience closer to your experience. As this is an unofficial verbal discussion, you can use more informal language. Try to use simple sentences instead of complex ones for clarity and to make it more understandable. Those are some very important facts you need to keep in front of your mind before and while writing. Got it? Now let's jot down the points taken from both texts together. Here are some ideas we need to interpret according to the first bullet point. That is, why people don't read books. Modern technology, boring books or reading materials, criticism from adults of teenagers' choices, lack of confidence, teenage distractions, it is hard work, their busy lifestyle, and lack of interaction. Next bullet point is why reading is important. Under this, you can discuss the given ideas such as can influence your views, helps communication, even more important with digital communication, develops understanding for others, can change your view of the world, develops emotions, is better than snippets of information, helps to learn new words or ideas, develops concentration, and develops perseverance. Next, you need to discuss how to advise to help people read more. Find books you enjoy. No such thing as a bad book. Adults should not dictate what you read. Read as much as you can. Switch off your phone. Stop seeing reading as boring. Set aside time for reading. This is how you should structure your text. Para 1 should be the introduction. Para 2, the first bullet point. Para 3, the second bullet point. Para 4, the third bullet point. And para 5, conclusion. Now let's see how I prepared my introduction. The topic sentence starts with a famous quote, that is Francis Bacon's "Reading maketh a full man." Here maketh is archaic language for makes. And student like you and me is the use of first person address for authenticity. Let's read the introduction. As Francis Bacon once said, reading maketh a full man. Reading enables man to acquire the experience of others, which he never could get from society, no matter how long he lives to become a successful human being in life. Reading has been a source of knowledge, happiness, pleasure, and moral courage, irrespective of the age. For instance, a student like you and me can make reading valuable by applying its content in society. At the same time, an adult can enlighten his mind with good qualities and morals. In my talk, I'm going to discuss why we need to read more books and its impact on us, and also the role of parents and teachers to encourage us to read more. Next, I move to the second para, that's to discuss the reasons for the lack of interest of people in reading. Here, I apply direct informal address with first person address. Let's read the paragraph. As we all know, words are extremely important to interact with the world as it has become a global village today. So we need to update ourselves to mingle with the fast-moving world. I'm sure you would never tend to read boring books or reading materials. Of course, it's a kind of time-consuming to find a book in a bookstore or a library. But you can read online whatever you feel pleasurable and valuable by following, communicating, and exchanging ideas with each other. Sometimes you guys lose interest in reading as your parents interfere with their choices. On the other hand, reading isolates you, distancing you from your peers. In addition, some of us are too busy with other fun activities like playing video games, watching action movies, or hangouts. Next para is to interpret why reading is important. It starts with a rhetorical question, and I also added Albert Einstein's reference to the value of reading fairy tales for children to become more intelligent. So let's read the paragraph. Instead, what if you make it a habit to read fiction? I don't think they are boring as such because they arouse your curiosity to know what's happening next, and this would drive you to keep going until the end. Not only that, fiction builds your empathy to feel others and to become more sensitive. As you broaden your experience with other people's experience through movies, fiction too does the same thing with words, creating your own imaginative world. At the same time, you tend to feel for others, visit places that you would never imagine to touch down or would never otherwise know. And also, there's another advantage of reading fiction. That is the empathy you build up that would lead you to become a less selfish personnel. Apart from that, according to Albert Einstein, reading fairy tales makes children more intelligent as well. In short, reading makes you complete by learning new ideas, improving your concentration power, and developing your perseverance as well. Next paragraph is to give advice to the audience. Here I used my personal opinion. Let's read the paragraph. Despite all those advantages, we slowly move to screens of some type as we reach the adolescence. This completely keeps us away from books. Instead, we become so addicted to smartphones, immersing in a fantasy world or getting a different kind of happiness. Most of all, we become so busy either with texting, Instagramming, or playing video games. So, I think parents and teachers got an important role in encouraging teens to reading habits. They can help choosing books of our interest and not of their interest. And if reading is given a prominent place in their curriculum, they would be encouraged to find at least few hours from their screen time that they are using just for fun. Here comes the conclusion. So guys, shall we set aside few hours from our fun time without seeing reading as something boring and see what's happening around us by broadening our horizons to mold our personalities to become better persons to fit for the 21st century? So this is how I concluded, and I wrapped up my argument with a rhetorical question, giving a suggestion to the audience. Finally, I have my checklist. I have used a suitable register for a talk to peers, and I addressed all areas and interpreted the task more widely. I used other examples than those mentioned in the passages, and I used informal language. So that's a 30-mark question, and you can achieve the highest brand if you too practice knowing the proper criteria for that genre. Hope this lesson would be helpful for those who are preparing for English language B paper. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing and subscribing. See you soon with another video. Bye-bye.